So, everybody, Maria Di Poce, your coach, coming to you from Richmond, Virginia. I have something really cool prepped for you today, which is how do we analyze the data? How do we interpret the data so that we can actually explain to our clients and our sellers exactly what's going on here locally? Because let's be honest, what they're hearing in the news, what the national conversations are, and what the local conversations are much, much different. And so we know that what they're seeing in the news is probably not what's actually happening in our market. However, how do we interpret that data so that they clearly understand exactly what's going on in their neighborhood, in their city, in their school district, whatever that might be? Let's get into it because I believe that if you implement this one strategy, you will actually be able to convert more seller from just a listing appointment to a listing taken. All right, so let's jump in and I will share my screen and we will go through something that I prepared. So I go through this every single week. This is really cool because it lets me see exactly what's going on in the market week over week. Right now, we are looking at right here at the bottom where it says last 7 days. As far as our local Richmond MLS, we are seeing, and by the way, our MLS is called Central Virginia MLS. And so that is truly the local MLS. And that encompasses all of Central Virginia. This is really all the way to the beach. It does not include Charlottesville, but it goes all the way up to Fredericksburg. So this is quite a big area. So right now, new listings in the last 7 days was 1,243. We had 1,126 go pending. And then we had 855 price decreases. And then we had 1,101 sold. Now, to give you some perspective, the week before that, we had 1,181 listings. So our listings are up, but not by very much. Our pendings are up from 1,061. Our solds are up from 988 to 1,101. Okay, so let me just break this down because I want you guys to really understand how you analyze this data so that when you are talking to your clients, you're interpreting it in a way that they understand. We had 1,100 homes sell in the last 7 days in our MLS. We had 1,126 homes go pending. There is a lot of inventory moving out there. Just because we have more inventory now than we did a year ago does not mean that we are in a buyer's market, not by any stretch of the imagination. So if you're setting your business up like that, you're probably setting it up for failure. The biggest thing that we want to look at is the months of supply. Right now, our local MLS is at 2.3 months of supply. So less than 5 months is a seller's market. 5 to 7 is a balanced market. 7+ months is a buyer's market. And so it's clear that we're still in a seller's market. Is our average sales price is $470,000. Our showing per listings is trending down, but our showing to pending is at 8. So when you look at this, and I love this because this tells me what the nation is hearing, and then specifically what is happening locally. So 1 year change in active housing inventory for sale shifts between May and May 2025. So overall, in most of the United States right now, our inventory is growing. So we've got 51% more inventory in California. We got 58% more inventory in Nevada. We got 45% more inventory in Virginia. But that does not mean we are fully in a buyer's market. And we really need to understand this because when we're talking to sellers, if sellers are confused, they are not going to move into action, right? If they don't think that they can get the most for their home right now as we speak, then they're going to wait, and they're going to wait until they believe it's a seller's market. The thing is, we still need this inventory. We are still in a seller's market. So just to give you some perspective, they talk about how our inventory just keeps growing, and that's true. But in 2017, we have 39,432 units available. And now in May of 2025, we have 19,477. So we're still nowhere near where we were in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. And then really we're just we're in between where we were inventory wise from 2020 and 2021. So very much still a seller's market. So why am I showing you all this? This is not exactly what I would bring to a listing appointment, but I would have something that looked like this. I would have a visual that I would share with my sellers that have to do with their neighborhood, that have to do with their city, specifically talking about what is going on in your neighborhood, what is going on with price reductions, what is going on with days on market, what is the list to sell ratio, where are the pending versus actives. This is all information that if we are not sharing this with our sellers, we are probably not earning the business because we are not interpreting the data on their behalf. All right, I knew I just threw a ton at you. I do hope this was beneficial. If you want to get a little bit more into all these numbers, I am happy to cover any of this stuff a little bit further. Again, the best way to get on my calendar is go to booktimewithmaria.com. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you decide to interpret data for your sellers and you're just not throwing up a bunch of numbers on them because they don't understand them. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.